Hi and welcome. My name is Katrina and this is our Vampire the Masquerade stream, The Interludes. Scenes that take place between the end of Season 2 and the start of Season 3. And this evening's episode, I have the great pleasure to have only two of my players with me. And as per usual, before we go any further into this night, I would like to introduce themselves as well as their characters.
Hi, I'm Marianne. I play Siobhan Price, 10th generation Toreador in Primogen.
Hi, I'm Tarjei. I'm playing Christopher Masters, 10th generation Ventru and the Prince of the City at the time. Stress headache.
Shiv doesn't feel it.
No. She's cool as a cucumber, and
she is the headache.
she is the headache.
Hey, too soon.
Too soon. What we are going to focus in on this evening is we're going to follow up on what happened in the last interlude, as there has been a murder, a very peculiar murder, that has put unwanted and unneeded focus in on a certain Tremere, that also warned Shiv not to consume any of the new batch of, drugs, lack of a better word, at the moment.
Liquid love.
Where we're going to start the scene of this evening is as they arrive at the Catholic school. At the gates. The area is closed off. You see JJ is there with her personal ghouls, and they are posing as police officers and security guards. Mr. Nightingale is there as well.
Catholics, that's cool.
There's
Do you?
Like I'm returning.
a cold breeze.
Yeah, I feel like I'm returning.
There's a light drizzle in the air as well. It's humans would think it would be bone chilling, a little bit grim, but for you it's weather, isn't it?
For us, it's body temperature.
Body temperature. Yeah. Did you arrive in one car?
Probably, unless I wanted to drive a stolen car to a crime
But
scene.
you didn't have a. Have we split up after the garage? No, we went from the garage, right? Because the only vehicle there.
JJ
Unless you
probably drove.
I'm
No,
assuming
she
we
didn't.
could borrow something.
He came.
No,
he was
she
like
dropped her off.
zigzagging and dodging things before he came.
Oh,
And
was
I was the only one that was driven, but I don't have a car there. I have a bike. That's the only vehicle I have.
I'm just gonna make a second decision. Assume that there are at least 2 or 3 vehicles at any time at Sean's
Yeah,
point. I'm
yeah.
assuming he has something he can lend us. So he probably lend us something suitably horrible.
I think because we're going out in the public, I think she probably dressed down with whatever leftover clothes she had at Sean's. I don't think
I would like you to describe what you are dressed in as you walk over to the very closed off area. You see there is like crime scene tape already put up.
Well, Shiv can describe the both of us, because either Chris is wearing her present or he's wearing a tracksuit.
True.
That is more fitting, because I think the only thing that Shiv has at Sean's is probably like jeans, t-shirts, maybe leather jacket and a hoodie, but not anything fancy. This is like backup clothes from the old day.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Probably Dr. Martens, like very laid back for Shiv right now anyway.
It's almost like it's a shout out to the human Shiv left behind.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So yeah, probably hood up, leather jacket, white t-shirt, just kind of like tied in and put into my jeans. Yeah.
Because it wasn't that screamy. It wasn't that loud, the suit you gave Chris, was it?
It was a power suit. It was like some fancy
suit,
silk blend, shiny, dark blue, like almost black, but with a hint of blue.
So maybe a bit overdressed for being indiscreet at the crime scene.
Yeah.
Fuck it. They can. If anyone asks, I'll be going to He's wearing the tracksuit, like the dark blue tracksuit with the white shoes. Anyone who's seen Sopranos and the ones Polly Walnuts generally walked around in, that kind of 90s.
Okay, so you're wearing the tracksuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I might get blood on it in a way. I can't get mud and blood and stuff on what I'm assuming is like a $5,000 suit.
As you JJ greets you two immediately. Over her shoulder, you see the gates. You see a figure or something that's hung on the gates, but it's covered in like a blue tarp. Beside it, you see Mr. Nightingale. Clearly, he's talking to what you have to presume is his ghouls. Giving them information, like clearly delegating or doing something.
Are there any obvious religious symbols? I mean, are there any crosses there?
Of course there is.
Bluntly.
Yeah. Yes, on the gate itself.
Clearly so. Yes.
Of course there is.
Crystal looks away like...
The ground
Try to
is
mask
it's
it.
tons of it. It's a Catholic school and a freaking church. It's a nunnery just close by.
Look away. Try to discuss the mask his disgust or his revulsion for the Holy Cross with his revulsion for the dead body.
For Marianne's reference, is this the same as from in Hunter?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes,
thank you.
It is. Yes, it is. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. So you should have a little bit of a mind's eye to how these grounds are.
Yeah.
JJ immediately, my Prince Primogen.
JJ.
We have done our best to contain the crime scene. Currently now we are giving the police what they need, but we would like to keep control of this crime scene as long as is needed, and then control the narrative. So.
Have they identified the victim?
Not yet, Malish. It is a little bit difficult.
But it's not a student, is it? Because that would be the absolute last thing we'd need.
It's hard to tell, Malish.
That bad, eh?
Do you mind if I take a look?
Of course. We put up some protection just because of the elements.
Right.
And onlookers, of course. It's a sight. And not in a positive way. I probably chose wrong words. It is haunting. Primogen.
Very well. I'll walk towards the body.
Not that JJ is like she's a warrior.
She's not skittish. She's
not skittish.
No.
It's more like when she relays it. It's I'm not gonna say it's something inhuman trying to be human, but she's almost like she's trying to tell you how other humans would view this. Like
right.
Plus also the
she's
fact that she
seen
is
worse,
warrior.
probably 10 times over.
Yeah,
but it's like
worse,
it will be
but
distressing for others to see this.
But also it's an element of, one thing is finding having someone killed or murdered in battle or straight up murder, but ritualistic sacrifice kind of thing. I mean, it's not exactly something that bodes well for anyone. It's particularly not for the masquerade potentially either. So
She lets Shiv walk ahead, and before you can take another step, Chris, she grabs your shoulder and she leans in.
I lean in as well.
When you view it, and when you see it, please do not flinch, sire.
I'll do my best. I'm fearing that. Please don't have a cross around your neck. Please don't have a cross around the neck. Take a second and or two to stall himself.
You get to the blue tarp and you see Mr. Nightingale stand beside it, and two of his ghouls, they walk off clearly to do other tasks, and my Primogen.
Mr. Nightingale, Sheriff,
Yes.
Maybe I don't say sheriff out loud in this. Sorry, that's Marianne. That's not Shiv. May I?
Oh, please, let me do the honors. He peels it away. And you've seen horrible things. But this startles you, but also because you're an artist. It's complicated. It's a female. There's no doubt about it. It's a female. The top of the head, from there up, is replaced by a statue, clearly of a weeping Maria.
Okay.
With the black crown. Crafted out of crow's feet.
This truly is a sight.
The mouth looks weird, like it's small cuts in it. The torso itself is open. And
Something
the heart,
missing?
Yeah, the heart is missing.
Mm. I'll kneel down.
She's stark naked. A normal build, clearly not in her 50s, but not well, obviously
Prepubescent?
past puberty.
Yeah.
Like it's not prepubescent. I can't even say it in English.
Mm-mm.
Prepubescent.
Prepubescent.
I'll take her hand and use Spirit's Touch, because I can use that on a human being as well, right?
At this point in time, this is an object.
Exactly.
There's no life in this thing.
No, exactly. So I will try and roll some to see what happened. Emotional residue left by those who have handled the object, visited the location, blah blah. The user gains insight into not only the person but also what was done and under what circumstances.
Well, enjoy that.
It's not. It's rarely crystal clear, but still, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I will have to figure out how many dice I have again. Hunger.
One. I'm
Okay.
guessing again. For so far. Chris, on the other hand, you see this. What unsettles you is the crown itself. And the weeping Maria. There is something there. Like, there's an itch in the back of your skull. And if your stomach could slither, it would.
Does it give any... Is it possible to chase down what that feeling is? Like, when did I last feel like this? And would it be about a time when one's hair turned white? Is it that kind of feeling? Or is it something older, something further back?
It feels complicated because it feels connected to your past. It's weird. You feel very uncomfortable looking at it.
If you've killed Jade now, Marianne is going to be pissed off. 5 successes.
I'm actually thinking more about we might not still remember everything that we lost.
And you don't.
When our minds were
redacted
by our sires.
You still don't have everything.
We don't?
You
Jesus.
don't.
Okay. Cool.
So I'm just gonna relay the scene now as you I'm guessing you grab her hand and you I think, and maybe it's just really ritualistic. You almost like you inhale, even you don't need to, but just because like you're invoking the power.
Yeah.
Like the camera flies over your shoulder at Chris. That's this almost like he can feel something has fallen off of a shelf inside his mind, and it's falling on the floor, and he's like, "What the fuck am I looking at, and why do I feel this way?" And then that time, the camera goes straight back in and slams into the back of Shiv's head. As the first thing that hits your mind is slick darkness, red, screaming, pain, pleading, begging. You're unsure if you're in this girl's. Are you inside the girl? It's your. You think there's something on your face. Is it a hood? You can't move your arms. You have whispers. You have talking. It's weird. The voices are hollow. And is there no bass in the voice? Is it a recording? Is it a recording? Is it a gramophone? But why does it feel so strange? Why does it burn her ears? My ears, you think, why is my ears burning?
Someone is talking about you, Shiv.
You feel your body are being slammed down. You're afraid, you're so afraid. You're just gonna go on a date. You're just gonna go on a date. It would be fine. It would be fine. He was nice. He was nice. And what was in the drink? Why am I here? All these things. It's just you get confused because you're deep in the power. It feels like it is you, Shiv. You and the girl are almost like one. And then the bag is removed. You feel eyes trying to focus. There's glimmers of lights, maybe candles, maybe dim lit, maybe a basement, maybe a cellar. You can't move. Tied down. You hear again this weird sound and a voice. Finally. I can finish what I started. You'll suit just fine. When you hear that voice, your mind screams. And it screams so hard because you know that voice.
Clarify whose voice it is?
Hold on. The moment you say, I know that voice, in the back of your mind, you hear Trixie go, not yet, Shiv. Forget. And you snap back out. You do not remember the voice.
I think a disconnect from her, and I just steady myself by holding like the ground. I'm like almost like leaning onto her because I'm just. What the fuck was that?
Are you okay, Primogen Nightingale?
Give me a minute.
Of course.
Shiv, I see Shiv standing there, and Chris for a moment is concerned. Then he sees her lift her finger up to the sheriff, and he goes, little smile. Know that move?
Yeah, you did it to me last time. So. Poor soul. Poor girl.
Yes, I presume you saw. I did a little of digging myself.
Do we share?
Yes, I think we perhaps might enjoy some of the same talents. Maybe we can. I was
Good.
very unsure what I saw.
Good. Yes. That's. But there was.
Maybe.
Do I remember that it was a man, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what to, but there was a man. There was memories of a date. Not a date, it was planned. She was lured. This happened somewhere else.
Oh, for sure. I got visions of a basement.
Was there any details at all that Shiv...
No.
No.
I don't think it was too far from this location. We might have seen different things. Primitive.
I saw a basement
Which is good
as
for...
well. Definitely for the
excellent.
full piece, all the pieces of this little puzzle. There was a plan. There was
saw a
something
man?
that was not finished. That he needed her for something.
Well, a man, you say? Did you recognize the voice?
No, it was all muffled. Like, I'm not even sure if it was pre-recorded or if it was happening. That was unclear to me. I'm sorry. I've been unfocused today, maybe. And I just looked to Chris.
Mr. Nightingale also turns around.
She was wearing a hood. She was transported. I think.
Oh, well, at least we're gonna get her fingerprints. She will be run, but if she's on the up and up, we won't find her that way. There's no clothing, there's no jewelry, there's no markings on her, there's no tattoos. But I'm sure De Winter is more than capable of determining the identity of this individual. If you do not mind, I would very much like for this poor wretched thing to be delivered to De Winter's domain.
Go for it.
Excellent.
One thing is certain, though. Whoever did this, it's not his first rodeo.
Oh no, this is advanced.
Beginner.
This is, I would almost say, it's skillful.
Done it before.
Of course. One doesn't start out at a professional level of this type of depravity. You have to go to school. You have to graduate to this type of malevolence.
There's a psychopathy to it, that's for sure.
I do admire it. It's... Oh no, don't get me wrong, it's sadistic, but the bravado of it all. This is clearly meant to taunt, sire.
Someone might call it art.
Interesting. He grabs up a little pad and starts writing. Oh,
Jesus.
Chris turns around to look for JJ.
yeah, well, she's your shadow, basically.
He turns around, walk with me.
Of course, my liege.
And we walk a couple of steps out of earshot, immediate earshot. We need to check any camera footage available from any streets leading to or from here, any car large enough to transport a body, van, big sedans, and with a big trunk.
Of course. Of course. Consider it already done.
Have some of our contacts comb through the old police files. Go back as far as need be. Most of them are probably going to be hard copy, but time-consuming work, but it should be done. See if we can find anything even remotely the same.
Of course.
Does this... this is just because Marianne can't remember. The halfway house killings, they were not ritualistic in this nature, right?
No, not in this nature, no.
And do we remember, because there was a lot of news coverage back in the day when stuff happened. Do we have any recollection of that?
Well, Chris should, because a lot of the shit that happened was in his family's territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, the murdered victim found at the cemetery.
But we'll get into that, because right now, Shiv is standing there with Nightingale. JJ said, do you want me to get right on that, sir?
Do that, and I want some photocopies of the body as soon as possible.
I'll make sure the Winter documents everything, photos down to the bone marrow. Malish.
Good. And
I'll send one of my personal ghouls to make sure everything is orderly documented.
And I want all the information we have, any public records, any unofficial knowledge that we might have floating about within our organization about this place.
Of course.
Who runs it?
Malish.
Who tends there? What kind of pupils are there? Any history? Any problems? Anything mentioned? Any police reports? Anything?
Of course, Malish, everything.
But thank you, JJ. And he puts his hand on her shoulder and give her a little smile.
She bows very respectfully, as she always does. She passes Shiv. Again, she gives you the nod respectfully. It's
returned. I want to walk the perimeter a little bit, just like. You can deem me not allowed to use more powers, but if I am allowed, I would do some sense unseen.
Yeah, on the Auspex, you don't have to do a rouse check. Because if not, you need to do a rouse.
Free?
You got 3.
No, it is free. So
it's free.
There is no rouse check.
No rouse check.
No.
Okay. No, but that's absolutely true. I didn't think there was a rouse check, so...
No.
Feel free to spot some scene.
I have 5.
There's nothing.
Okay. Nothing at all around.
Oddly so.
Yeah, because that is odd. It's like someone did a scrub up.
Yeah. It feels like if you were a very scary serial killer, you have bleached the shit out of everything. Because it's like, yeah, I know you're gonna look, so I'm not gonna fucking give you anything to look at.
Yeah.
So boo on you. It feels almost like an insult to your senses. You hear the beast inside you. She growls, disappointed.
Do they share? Must know. Do they share the same? No.
Look around. What else is there around here? What kind of buildings? What?
It's a beautiful massive ground, right? It's a school with new and old buildings with a beautiful like a gazebo in the center. Obviously, there is a church. There's a nunnery close by to this as well.
And the other buildings on the streets, like on the opposite side of the non-school grounds.
Oh, these it's what am I gonna say? It's more government buildings again. Not library, but it's more like you will have law firms. You will have. A bureaucracy some sort for Boston, like grounds and management bureau is over there. It's not really domestic on the first border around it. It's not like, oh, there lives Clarksons.
No,
it's more
the sort of places that have opening hours and closing hours that are more deserted later at night, and pretty much such a fine neighborhood that few transients and homeless people.
Yeah, there is housing, but not right here. Not now. They are used as more posh business buildings, lack of a better term.
So few little chance finding witnesses. How many access roads? Is this in the middle? Is like one road or like a grid, like a city block?
Well, here's the big main road, right? So, but there is there's T's there's the moment you pass this area, like so there is like different blocks.
Make some send a text to as well to Jojo to have her pull any traffic cams for any on ramps to the closest on ramps to highway or like to main roads.
Yeah.
Like out of the area as well. Assuming that the person left the area won't see us.
I pick up my phone and we don't have to do it, but I will call Sean to just relay the information that we currently have. If he was in talks with the hunters, then maybe whatever we can relay would help or assist in any way.
Yeah, it's relayed. Let's just see. It is like he said, leave a message, blah, 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 and we leave a message. Yeah.
Yep.
The girl is taken down, moved, and the area's cleaned up.
I find like my old pack of cigarette in the jacket, and I'm just like going around with it and kind of fiddling with it.
It feels oddly comfortable.
Yes, it does. Very, yes, long time.
You see, Chris seems also be lost in thought as he has.
I'll go walk over to him.
Also walked around and looked.
It's like this place has been cleaned. I know that sounds strange to you, but there is nothing
clean.
here. Yes.
Like,
It's like someone did a pretty good, scrub
like someone
down.
did a good job of removing,
Pest control.
not unlike what was done to us once upon a time. Let's get out of here. I think we've gotten all we're going to get from this place. Or do you wish to look further for anything?
I don't think there is any, and I think I will. I don't like it when I can't read things. So no, I don't need to stay.
Let's take a pit stop at my place. I need a change of clothes.
Back in the car you go and you leave.
Plus, it's an out-of-way place to talk, where we're more guaranteed that no ears will be lingering.
Well, yes, standing on the street and shouting out, or not whispering out, that type of information is generally not a very good idea. I'm gonna fast forward until you are at his very redone townhouse.
Up in the top floor. Walk into the bedroom, come back out wearing...
Is this the old apartment? Sorry, or is it...
Yeah, but it's got the entire building now and it's completely redone.
So it's where last time before, just after his embrace, before basically, he spent all this money buying the place and any chance to refurbish it.
Yeah, they only had lawn chairs.
Lawn chairs and like a shelf where bricks and...
I remember clearly.
Planks.
But
It's very clean and Spartan look. It's functionalistic. It's not very...
if you hadn't suggested that, Shiv might have taken you to the... this is the anniversary. Cannot forget that.
Yeah.
And I think every time after they meet at the garage, she has rented a certain apartment.
Tea room?
No, a certain apartment in a certain top floor.
Oh, I know which one you mean. I know which one you mean.
Yeah. Just that day, every year, doesn't matter who the owner or who's renting it, that day is hers.
You can just go in and press it, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
The queen is here.
Yeah.
They come back, so he's wearing a bit more comfortable, sort of not exactly dress, kind of like dress pants, but not like the expensive kind, more like more movable. He's wearing a black turtleneck and he's carrying a dark suede jacket, but not to put on if he'll leave out. Better to talk here where no one can hear. whether they be kindred or kind.
You still feel strange, Chris.
There was something about that scene, about the crown, something gnawing at the back of my head. Familiarity, but I can't put a finger on it. I can't place it, but it almost as it's not the first time I've seen such a thing, but I have no memory of ever having seen it before.
I wish I could have seen more. Well, I don't actually, because I don't remember being that afraid since we were mortal.
Since we were in a position of helplessness, at the mercy of creatures we did not know what was.
Exactly.
The question here is, how much should we share with the sheriff and the rest of the kindred establishments? Because there are some other things here that has some elements in common with things that happened back around the time we were embraced. I don't know if you remember or if you paid much attention, but bodies started popping up around Boston at that time. Whispers of satanic panic or ritualistic killings.
I think a memory of Shiv waking up with a lot of bodies around, alive,
Yeah, you
fresh.
remember.
There was something on the news, but I don't think she
in
was
the
paying
media,
attention.
yeah. The torso killer.
Yeah.
I know because they dropped some of the bodies in the North End and generally around my family businesses areas. And I believe Sean was questioned by the police in connection with one of the murders.
Really? Was that policeman that was coming around?
Yep, the one who
I can't remember his
came up
name.
to him at the Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern.
As I remember, there was some mutilation to the mouth area in those as well.
I do have a drawing, I'm sure, of something like that. I can't remember why.
You just feel weird. You little cuts. It just.
There was some.
Do I remember wrongly or clearly that one of the bodies were left at Cop Hill, or one of them left at a parking lot a couple of blocks away from my apartment? It was one of the either. One of the either one, but I can't remember which.
One was definitely left in the graveyard of your family.
Yeah, a family graveyard. That was right, and that's because that was the young.
Did you know any of the victims?
No, I did not know. But then again, I'm hardly the most sociable person.
But what is the connection to us? Is it
an anniversary?
Yeah.
That's what's bothering me. The timing, the strange familiarity.
But why now? If it has...
It's beginning again. Question then is it connected in some shape or way or form to the evil that lies dormant under there?
You should have never allowed her to stay there. We should have somehow secured that better.
Well, the rat had already moved in when they asked permission, and having her...
What are you getting from that?
Give me what you know.
Getting goodwill. Is she
knows.
giving you anything, boons of any kind?
No, the only thing I'm getting out of this is knowing where she is. And her being open it. She's a conniving one, not one.
Well, we knew that.
I think she banks on the fact that her age and standing would be enough to tip the scale any disclosure in her.
Do you think this is connected to her in any way?
No, not directly. I don't think this is really directly.
No, she wouldn't.
That's what I can't. That's one doesn't fit because it doesn't really connect directly to the conspiracy against Osiris either. It's more tangential. I mean, it was more.
What was done there was subtle. It was elegant. What was here was brutal yet beautiful.
They would talk. Well, I'm waiting for the.
Do we know who it was?
No, we don't know yet. Having them troll the police files to find out if anything else matches up for the old cases. I'm hopeful. Mr. Vin to take her time with the bloody photographs. I would like them tonight. There's someone we gotta go and see. Someone that might shed some insight into this.
For sure.
Just a moment, and I'll call Deanson.
As he turns to call, the room feels a little bit weird, Shiv. And almost like you hear someone behind you. Shiv.
Look around.
You look around and it's like every time you turn around and it's like, is it, and you feel like, is it the beast? Because you know it feels like it talks to you, but you're not really, am I hearing someone? Or is it still the residue of the Auspex? But it's like every single time you're like, no, that's nothing. You hear again, Shiv.
I'm not talking to myself. I will not be talking to myself. And I look at Chris just to like...
Did you say that aloud?
Yeah, she said that out loud.
Chris just holds his phone, waiting to just make a slide. Well, it is one guaranteed way to have an intelligent conversation at the very least. And he hits the dial for the Deanson.
Oh, my liege.
Deanson, how's my favorite wizard doing?
Oh, thank you so much, my prince. Well, this is fascinating. My. What treats this
rather
is.
good task. Have you had time to take pictures of the body?
Of course.
Can I come by and pick up a copy?
Of course you can.
Excellent. I'll be right there.
See you soon, Prince.
Hangs up. Why is it, Shiv, and do you ever have the same feeling that whenever I've had a conversation with Tremere, no matter how cordial, useful, polite, or any other way, just ordinary, I always feel like I need a bath?
I think maybe I have a little more experience than you. But it is definitely you, Chris.
Never trust a Tremere, they say.
Well, I think it depends on the Tremere, right?
Given their ascendants or descendants, depending how you look upon it, and among our kind, well, you know, my motto, someone who once betrayed their own will always be willing to betray someone else again.
Is that the old you or the new you talking?
I think that's my healthy dose of paranoia talking.
A lot of that going around.
Ironic, what's thinking of what's in the basement here.
Keeping him safe. Protected him until he unmasked the true architect behind.
Do I know that? Or do I pick up anything as I'm at Chris's? If I don't know it?
I think he's taking great care to hide him deep in the belly.
Mm-hmm.
So pinging on
someone help from
you gotta have a high level of Auspex to know that someone is resting in a fridge.
Let's go and pick up those photos. We'll swing by, get the photos, and then I'm taking her to see Amber.
Do I have to?
Yes, you're the you. These are pictures. You're the only one who saw part of the process. Your insight might be useful.
Only since it's you, Chris. Lead the way.
How can you say no to me?
He's like, yes, we're on a mission. The gang is back together. Is it though?
Hey, she's the one who insisted that I make sure that her best friendie didn't get stitched up for this killing. At least she can do is put some work in herself.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, De Winter lives, of course, in Beacon Hill, in a beautiful Victorian townhouse.
Oh, suitable. It's not very far from where Chris lives, so that's good. The drive, ring the bell. Short and sweet, short and sweet, short and sweet, short.
She opens the door.
Good evening, Miss Mintz. We
great.
won't take much of your time.
Of course.
We won't.
Please come into my workroom. She guides you through a lavish manner that doesn't say anything about her. Clearly, it's been bought and furnished with whoever's taste.
What, pre-furnished, probably?
Probably. Clearly, what would have been a kitchen is now an interesting study room. On a beautiful, almost like a red oak table, massive, lays the body of the girl. The Maria statue head has been taken out, and the crown has also been placed.
Have you ever seen anything remotely like this at all?
Shiv has art and history, and like she has education and all of that. The references that this is giving her.
It's complicated because it feels it's layered. It feels almost like satanic.
Or very least Black Mass.
Yeah, Black Mass for sure. It feels like it's vulgar. Like it's making fun of the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, because I was also thinking like the crown, because it's crow's feet and not thorns, and it's just.
Yeah, but it also screams of sacrifice.
Yeah.
But this girl keeps her secrets, and then De Winter, as I say it, she says that this girl keeps her secrets well.
But I'm guessing that doesn't really matter for you, does it?
Oh, thank you, Primogen, that you're confident in my capabilities. And yes, in time I will crack this nut. There is magic here, my liege. Not of my kind. I know Mr. Nightingale sorely wants this to be of Asimoto's capabilities. But if it's so be it, it is not with his magic or mine. But there is magic here. Old one.
Most foul.
This is old world magic, my liege.
Shiv is thinking with that comment that she had, that it must mean something that she said it so easily in front of Shiv. Can I read insight on that? Sorry.
No.
Of course you can.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Probably a good idea. You feel like it is a little, not very veiled message to.
Yeah,
Shiv.
I wanna know her. Before?
The comment about Hashimoto.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly,
like her intentions is what I'm after.
In her intentions, clearly she's investigating, and clearly she and Mr. Nightingale are talking.
Yeah, but why she's talking so easily in front of Shiv?
Maybe
that's to gauge a reaction.
Exactly.
You think she's
very
she's
stirring the pot.
Yeah, she's calculated.
Yeah.
And you feel that She dangerous. She's dangerous.
Well, there are darker and more fouler things in this world than our kind.
Of course.
There's something about this I don't like.
And you should
I don't
not.
like anything about it, but there's something about this. This
It's
placement, this clearly mockery of the Christian faith and leaving it at a institution of religion.
This is also another way of looking at this, my prince, but I'm not sure you would particularly like my deduction.
Liking it has nothing to do with it. If it is important and if it's potentially an explanation, it needs to be handled, pleasant or not.
Okay. She looks at Shiv as well. I don't know if she's leaning or crossing her arms, just staring at her.
I think she's just still playing with the cigarette and just she's relaxed. She's just because this room, I don't know, maybe it reminds her a little bit about some of the Hashimoto's stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
She might be too familiar with some of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's,
And I might be wrong, my liege. Of course, there's a possibility of it, but it feels like a direct insult to you.
You as in plural or you as our dear prince?
It might be you as well. And she's like, curious. I didn't think of that. But my first deduction is, well, I did a little bit of research on you three before entering the city. As one should. One should know who one's alliance is and who is our betters in the power structure. You're a Catholic boy.
Naturally.
Raised by a very pious Catholic mother, right?
Yes. Italian, we have those vices. But then again, I'm not the only one of my generation or
Of course not.
age that are Catholic.
No. Of course. This is just the crown, you see, as well. Makes one think.
Crow's feet and not...
It's like...
Holly.
I feel like I'm missing a lot of information. It just feels... the displaying of the girl as well feels provocative.
Also the Virgin Mary statue, though.
How old is this girl? Do you know?
Oh, I would easily put her between 25 and 30.
So not a student at the school then. Possibly a teacher.
It's
postgrad doing some...
there's nothing by this female form that's familiar to you, sire. Perhaps from your prior life.
The body doesn't have any markings, does it?
No.
No.
Dark hair by the pubic hair.
I know a lot of people say they don't remember faces, but I find it easier to remember those than, well... I just gotta guess it to the empty.
Well, yeah, from there you just see it's a very cut up, badly cut up lips.
Hardly that much to go with, and I know it might be hard to believe, but I wasn't exactly the biggest player in town when it came to women.
One could say that.
I mean, I was hardly the most promiscuous of my friends.
Take that as a compliment.
Am I? She laughs.
Well, 25 to 30, it's a tad younger than I, though. I know, a bit, but 10 years. I can ask around the neighborhood if anyone's gone missing. If anyone from the old... Any neighbors, any family, friends, sisters, sons, or the daughters or sisters or cousins or anything have gone missing?
I'm sure I will get more information when I get to work with the body. I basically just got it here and I have tons of rituals to do. She will speak
Start
to
here,
me.
though.
If it's someone you know, Vinny would have clocked her immediately. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's actually a point. I'm just... It's a 50-50 toss-up, though, but, I mean, his fornication is no... There's no question about about him getting around, how much his
A small breast, large
brain,
breast.
his ability to remember things.
Normal?
Medium?
Medium, yeah.
Medium. The body is very, like, normal figure, normal size, quite undescriptive. Dark
Too little work done, I'd say, for his taste, but...
She was drugged before this happened. But she was aware, conscious,
Interesting.
I believe, when the rest happened.
Find out what drugs are in his system. That might be an angle, however, we can trace
She was
down.
Yeah, as I said, she was on a date, so there must have been.
There's a flash of memory in your mind. It's like a busy restaurant.
Yeah.
You know that restaurant. You've been there. You've been there with Jade. You've had cocktails there.
Date. GSB, perhaps? Some paralytic or something like that. Something knocked her out. Something can be slipped into a drink.
Marianne can't come up with a good name now, but I will release. I'll give if I remember the name.
Chris was there on a date with Jade.
Chris was on it.
Yeah, but you know it. You've been there.
Yeah. It's
top of the...
It's where you and Jade. No, Jade.
Don't give me worse connotations to that place. So fancy. They have door cameras, don't they?
They should have, yes.
After all, it is in a...
How long ago did she die? Can you tell us that? Do you know?
Oh, it's easy enough. She's been dead in less than 24 hours. More 8.
Obviously, we cannot know how long he had her before
course,
this happened, but...
Possible for me to say right now, but I can tell you that she has not been dead long.
That is something.
As I said, she will speak to me, and I will get plenty information.
And I text JJ to get the any surveillance cameras or footage from the restaurant, from the building of the restaurants. This is not just a restaurant in the building; it's a lot of other, and in the area from that as well. From this night, and go back at least a week. Probably they won't have anything more than a week. We're gonna assume this is 1999 and 1998. We are now
1999.
99, yeah.
Still VHS tapes most likely, so they're probably like have 7 and just use 1 for each day of the week and then re-record once they get through the cycle. So whatever they
chop.
Yeah.
But I will surely be busy, and when she speaks, she almost brushes the wrist of the girl. When she tells me her story, I will document it thoroughly.
Excellent. Here are the photos. Thank you very much. Well, we'll get out of your hair so you can get back to your work.
Excellent, Malish.
Just one thing. The Virgin Mary statue had. What kind of quality of work can you judge that shit? Is it like something bought at any... Is it a cheap knockoff plaster thing, or is it actually marble, stone? Is it what?
She wants to take a look at it. At first glance, you thought it probably was a stone, not marble, not more precious of sculpture stones. But actually, now when you're looking at it now, it's a mold.
And does it have any special, like, is there anything that I can remember that, like, in Boston?
You don't even think it's here.
No.
It's a statue, and you know it's from the Vatican.
That is strange.
Very strange.
Someone.
But it's a copy. It's a copy. It's a shitty copy.
Yeah.
Someone is sticking it.
If this
if
is
someone bought
symbolic, which it clearly seems like, there must be some value in the fact that this is a copy of one from the Vatican.
Interesting information, the Winter says. Huh.
Is that something that is done? Like, is it like, I don't know, would the person who had done this would have to bring rubber mold, and do the copying themselves?
This, famous statues, you can get copies.
Yeah.
And you get them in tourist shops. This size, though, maybe it's bespoke. But, people have shitty statues in their shitty little yards all the time of things.
Yeah.
But that size, it seems more like something you bought for some sort of, like, for a church, for a sort of... Like for someone, like not someone private person would buy if it's like the full.
Unless you really
like,
just don't want to have a statue in your, I don't know. Well, Italians do have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a bit extra to have in your house.
Yeah.
So it seems more, for a garden, for a religious house.
Yeah.
Of worship, a cheap ass church that can't afford.
Yeah.
Private shrine in a private garden or something like that. But it certainly lends credence to your theory of personal insult to the Catholic faith. Statue from the holiest of the holy.
Interesting. As I said, I just got the girl, and I haven't really got my...
How long do you need?
Well, a good 24 to 48 to do the extensive research. The more time I have, the more in depth I can get, whatever I can get. It depends how much has been done to her that will fight me. If that makes any sense.
I apologize. I know very little of your work and that. I don't mean to be rude. I just don't.
No, of course not. I
find it very interesting.
Well, I'm sure you know a little. You and Hashimoto being so close, I've been told.
Unfortunately, that's not what we discuss.
Huh, interesting. Peculiar friendship nonetheless, but friendship it is.
And none of your business.
You are very correct. I apologize, Primogen. I do not mean any offense.
None taken.
Glad to hear it. Well, I'm ready to tuck in, get my teeth and claws into the subject, so to speak.
Excellent. And we leave.
I'm sure you can find your way out.
Yep. Yeah, we'd turn around and leave her working. And once we get out and in sort of cold winter air and get down, sit into the car, closes the car door, Chris looks over to Shiv. Ready for that bath now? And gives a little smile as they drive away.
Well, takes a special one to invoke that.
Okay, then I'll drive to Amber's. To where
The conversation with Amber is going to be the last bit of this interlude, actually. Have you let her know you're coming?
Yeah, I'll send her a text.
Yeah.
And say we'll be by, and I'll be bringing a friend.
She has a loft apartment.
Yeah.
Open plan, open living. There's a toilet, but that's just got like curtains around it. It's very bohemian. And there's drawings and books and schematics all over the place. She opens up, a cigarette hangs out of her mouth. She's wearing a black, very ripped tank top, leather pants, big woolly socks. Her hair is like her like a mohawk hair. It's like really ruffled, and she's got a little like almost like a little ponytail on the side. She looks a little bit like not disheveled, but just like, man, I wasn't expecting people. Christopher.
Evening, Amber.
Shiv.
Sorry to bother you, but there's something I need you to take a look at.
She looks at you. Hold on.
Don't look too hard.
She looks you up and down, and she goes really close, and she sniffs you.
What are you doing?
Strange.
What is?
Have you been to Cop Hill?
Not since I met you there, no. Why?
And I look towards Shiv. You might have been, Shiv. Who knows where your senses took you?
It has never come across. It hasn't. Strange that you would know more of this than I do. But you might be right. You smelled that on me.
You smell of that. Like the dirty rot.
Chris told you why we're here, right?
Smell of that fucking upside down church.
Well, I couldn't go.
The upside down church. Was that even that?
We didn't even see it.
No, exactly. So I.
Upside down church at Crop Hill. Well, that might tie into this very much. Yeah, I'm afraid the pictures are not very pleasant, but this...
She drags out the cigarette and she just flicks it somewhere.
I'll just walk around the room and look at her drawings and stuff.
This woman was found tonight, like this, hanging on the gates. Do I know her connection to the...
She's spoken very little of it.
But did I know she was a pupil there? Did I know she...
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sorry to say, he was hanging on the gates of your old Alumimatna. Your school.
Give me. She's like, she takes up
I
another
give her the
cigarette
phone.
and it burns immediately as she takes it to the mouth. She doesn't need a lighter.
So, like a little like yeah.
She was happy. She's a little further away.
Yeah, it's just a little like.
She holds the cigarette in her mouth and she's flicking through.
It's not that it flame. It's that's the fact that she can summon flame with her fingers. That's a bit disconcerting.
Her heart is gone.
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck. Anything else? Any other organs?
Do I remember any other what I
No,
could have?
just so.
I'll have more complete report from our coroner.
This is fucked up. We do not need this, Chris. I have enough with.
With what?
With her.
Can't if that shit's dug up. They died. To shut that shit down. They died to shut that shit down.
Is it connected to what happened?
It can't be. It can't be the sacrifice. The door was shut. It was done.
It was a man, and it was talk of picking up where he left.
Who has the body? Because you got to tell me what the body is.
I can get you access to it, but not right now. One of our sorcerers of our kind is looking at it.
They don't fucking know what they're looking for, Chris. Why didn't you bring it here?
No, but they have an affinity. Well, first of all, because I didn't find her, and they suspected one of us to be behind it. Which
I'm sorry, but you're not
I
that
know
fucking
it's wrong.
crafty.
No,
No
I know it's
offense.
wrong, but there are laws, there are procedures, there are only so much a prince
Oh
can
my
do. But
God.
you get your access to it.
Fuck your laws. This shit takes precedence. What we're doing takes precedence.
Plus, the magic they have when it comes to death and dead bodies are not to be underestimated. Their blood knowledge is substantial. I mean, they were, at one point in time, sorceresses like you, a few 100 years ago. But I'll get you access to it.
She's just...
But have you ever... does the details seem familiar?
Yes. But no, but yes.
The crow's feet crown. The Virgin Mary's face.
It's not the same, but it feels like it's connected.
It has the taste of it, so to speak. The flair of...
Does Shiv look around to the drawings and stuff?
Yeah. Most definitely.
But as they are talking, and clearly she's very upset that she doesn't have the body, and
Shiv is thinking, are you really going to let this little girl talk to you that way, dear prince? Do I even know that she is any... Do I know that?
I don't know, she might...
Probably.
You might sense it or smell it. Like, you might pick up that
if you
she's
really, really look for it, you will find it. You're staring around at the different schematics and drawings. And all of a sudden, your eyes catch a very, actually quite talented drawing of the black hole with the pit.
Did you?
And there's loads of different notes and loads of different texts in different languages. It looks like glyphs, writing.
What is your obsession with this, Amber?
Never you mind, it's not for you.
I get up in her face really fast. Come again.
It's my business, Shiv.
His business.
Right.
I did not forget. How could I? Every time I look in the mirror, I am reminded. And he traces his hand across the white line and stripe of hair. I saw into that abyss. I know what's down there. It's not over by far. Not even close.
Just like, why this fucking attitude? Calm your boobs, Shiv. She turns around and she's still like on her cigarette. Chris, you gotta get... And as they continue, all of a sudden, you hear again, Shiv.
Whose voice? Is it Trixie's voice?
No, it's just a whispering weird voice. No, one.
Okay.
And all of a sudden again, you turning around, and then you feel hands.
Because I was almost
shoulder.
like fang out because she's a little.
But now
rat.
you feel almost like you feel hands on your shoulder and someone leaning in. I'm not gone, you know. A weird, hollow, horrible voice. It startles you, and you feel the beast go nuts, and you can take a rest check.
Oh, thank you very much.
There you go.
Let's see if...
You're terrified.
Oh, no! 4!
Nope, you get hungry. Because you... Almost like you burned blood, because it sounded like the Dark Duke, the Black Duke.
Yeah.
It sounded like all of them. And you could feel clammy, hard, strong, disgusting hands on your shoulders.
I really
But I
like
underst-
trying to fold my fucking fangs in because I am. Control your girl, Chris.
Then you see Amber turn around. Fucking excuse me?
No,
Do you
ladies,
value
play
your
nice.
undead existence?
Come on, show some respect and to the owner of the house, shows respect to the guest, and I lean forward to the ship, and maybe not insult the portable flamethrower. But you're certain it has smashed this?
The heat waves
Yeah.
for ships. But also,
I'm more worried that if she continues, there's going to be actual heat coming off her, as in her shark cold body.
No, I'm trying. Can I do a composure roll because
Yeah.
I'm a little.
I mean, there was a reason back in the day why Chris chose to save Amber, and it was like 50%. She's useful,
Okay.
50%. Her fans will barbecue me if she dies.
I need a minute, and I'll just go outside for a.
for a smoke.
Well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Chris. The black hole. It's calm. It's been working.
Okay. So this.
It's been working.
This
What we've
is-
been doing, it's been working.
So this is something else then, or some cracks in some other parts. I mean, God knows where that pit leads and whatever holes there might be things to creep out of down there.
I don't want to. The only way of me.
I remember having a feeling when we went down in those dark tunnels that they stretched out much further into different places than
they
just
do.
where we went.
But I don't know. I'll help, and if this is important, sure. But keeping the lid on that horrible place it's the goal, right? To get rid of
The
them.
goal to end it, to get rid of them, to get rid of her.
I'm guessing she was
need to
not
get-
eavesdropping.
No, she's actually
We-
not.
We need to make her. We need to give her peace to get her away, and to get all of them peace and
Chris,
stop it once and for all.
Chris.
But-
Before I figure out how to unanchor her from you, she won't go.
And if I go, what would happen then?
She loses her anchor. She might find another.
But it might give you the window you'd need.
We're not even entertaining this, Chris. Not even fucking entertaining it. There is
No,
another
of course,
way.
it's all just theoretical, of course. Well, I'll start the process of getting you access to the body. I might lend it during day hours. I mean, it's not like she'd be using it then. I'll
Correct.
give you word as soon as I can. And be careful.
Always.
Bye. And touch her shoulder and he walks out, looking for Chib.
Standing with her hands on the car and
She's
just
still
kind of
flickering with her-
mumbling to herself, like pissed
She's
off.
still fickling with her.
No, she's not.
with her-
Right now, she's just like
her-
standing with her hands on the car lid and just like, motherfucker. And
Get down and fight,
yeah,
motherfucker!
yeah.
Chris walks up and puts a hand on her shoulder and he leans forward. Dear Shiv, getting angry when a child insults you is like being offended when a homeless person mocks you for having a home. We are better than that. Let them have their little emotional outburst. It matters not to us.
How far you've come, Chris.
Maybe one day I'll have the strength to do what might need to be done.
What regards?
He looks
But
different.
let's.
For a minute there, you saw behind his very controlled composure. Then you saw something, a streak of sadness.
No, it's getting late. Oh, up on the opposite, it's getting early. We shouldn't get caught in the sun now, should we? We'll meet up again tomorrow and talk with Sean to see what he has learned from the hunters.
Whatever you want.
Do you want to take the car? Or should I drive you home?
No,
She's going to an apartment.
Yeah, a little detour.
It's not that far for me to walk. It's not that far for me to walk home from here, so I can walk. Plus, sometimes it's good to be able to move about without JJ constantly worrying and shadowing my every step.
Lost one mother, gained another.
And yes.
Like, yeah, like for a second it hurts, and then it hurts more because he's prefers JJ.
Yeah.
like really sense of guilt. Like,
Ouch. Ouch.
yeah. Take care, Chef, and be careful. If this really is connected to us somehow, if that really is a message to us, if this is connected to our anniversary, then who knows what might happen next.
I'll go closer to him, like almost to embrace him in a hug, but I don't. I stop myself, and then I'll just take the car keys and get in the car.
I think I'll stand there and watch her drive off, and when he can't see the car, he'll turn around and put his hands into his jacket, which he would have done because it's cold when it was alive, but now really it doesn't matter, so it's all just habit, and walk off towards home.
We're gonna have the last bit of the scene is when Shiv opens the door to a specific apartment.
A lot of memories. Now good, then not so much. And I'll go over to through the apartment, kind of seeing scene by scene as it kind of happened, and then I'll end up on the balcony. It is like almost tempted to just stay there for too long. Thinking of him.
And how easy that would have been if he was truly gone.
Yes. She still has his ashes in
The Coke vial?
in her old Coke vial, yeah. So now it's like, yeah. I wish you were free. I wish we both were. I wish you knew. And I just stare into the sky until the beast can no more.
You challenge her until you see the beautiful slight pinks and oranges, colors of the horizon, and you know sleep beckons. And you have to call it.
Mm.
And so ends this interlude. And a lot of throwbacks to a different time.
And to Hunter.
And to Hunter even.
And to different lives.
And to different lives.
So for those who really wants to get a bit more sense of what that
Please go have a look.
is, and yeah,
It's fun.
what the upside down church is,
Oh, the upside down
and
church.
what happened there, check out
A long
Hunter.
time ago.
Oh, we were young then. It's ages ago.
Back in a time when pigs could fly and I was young.
Indeed, and we were less grey. As always, thanks to my players. You're beautiful, you're lovely, and it's fun as always. And to you viewers, thank you so much for your likes, comments, and follows. We do so appreciate this. This is the labor we love, and we love what we do. So there.
We do.
She
said it.
Indeed.
We do the thing. And until next time, take care of one another, and please stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.